So, ladies and gentlemen, the 2020 NFL schedules are official, and yes, so now at least we know if we are gonna play, when the teams are gonna play. So, on week one, the kickoff is gonna be between the Texans and the Chiefs. Then we will have the Seahawks against the Falcons, Browns, Ravens, Jets, Bills, Raiders, Panthers, Bears, Lions, Colts, Jaguars, Packers at Vikings, Dolphins, Patriots, Eagles, Redskins, Chargers, Bengals, Buccaneers, Saints, Cardinals, 49ers. Then Sunday night football is gonna be between Cowboys and Rams, and we will have two Monday night football between the Steelers and the Giants, and the Titans and the Broncos. So, analyzing the schedules of each NFL team, I would say that the toughest one is gonna be for the Patriots. So, this 2020 NFL season is gonna be really tough for the New England Patriots. Not just because they lost Tom Brady, but because they will challenge the toughest schedule. So, let's see how many wins they can have during the season. So, I would say week one, I would say a loss against the Dolphins, loss against the Seahawks, maybe a win against the Raiders, a loss against the Chiefs, win against the Broncos, then a loss against the losers of the last year's Super Bowl, the San Francisco 49ers. Maybe a loss against the Bills, and I don't know, against the Jets, to be honest, because at that point of the season we would see how they are facing the season, if they want to tank or not, because of course if they want to tank they would lose also against the Raiders and the Broncos. So I don't know, at that point of the season for sure we would see how they want to face the season, and they can win with the Jets, but it all depends on how Jarrett Stidham is going to play. I would say they can win against the Jets, but at the same time the Jets is gonna be an interesting team to see, to watch next season. Sam Darnold will have to prove himself as a franchise leader, and we'll see. And then however, about the Patriots, we'll have so let's say a loss against the Jets, a loss against the Ravens and the Texans. I would say a loss against the Cardinals, because come on, this year is gonna be great for them. I'm not seeing them lose. They have Isaiah Simmons, Josh Jones, the offensive line selected in the third round of the draft. They have DeAndre Hopkins, Larry Legend with Kyler Murray. I'm just saying that they can be pretty good. Then Los Angeles Chargers, well, they can win against the Chargers because I don't see them as a good team. A lot of people are saying that they can be a playoff caliber team. I'm not seeing this happening at all. And the Chargers, because I don't believe in Justin Herbert. Not because I don't like the player itself, but I don't like him in a system like the one in LA with the Chargers. Maybe if they, I don't know, change something in the team management, if the head coach wants to, build the team around him, around Herbert, it would be an option for him to be great, but great, I don't know, good at least. But we'll see, I don't think so, whatever. Then, so let's say with the Chargers, loss with the Rams. The Rams, it's a situation that it's gonna has to be solved, because 2 years ago they reached the Super Bowl. Last year they they have done a pretty bad season. They released Todd Gurley. I don't know even why, but whatever. He went to Atlanta. I don't know, but I would say they can beat the Patriots, because I see the Patriots tank, maybe, or they will try to win it all, or they are gonna lose it all. I don't see them have a 6-10 season. I see them or win 2-14 season, or a big win, unexpected big win season. So that's it. Whatever, the last two games in Foxborough, I would say a double loss. So a double loss if they are gonna tank, of course. But I see them maybe beat the Raiders or the Broncos or the Jets at home. And for the away games, I don't see them win anyone. So I would say maybe one, maybe a big win, a big unexpected win, maybe against the Rams. I have no idea. Whatever. Let's see what's going to happen. However, I remind you that Bill Belichick right now is the favorite in Las Vegas to be the coach of the year. Then the two easiest schedules are for the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So the Ravens will face in the kickoff the Cleveland Browns. I think big time win. I don't believe in Baker Mayfield, but whatever. I hope for him that he's gonna play a good season, but we'll see. Then Texans against Deshaun Watson. This is an interesting matchup. I would say that this could be a loss, but it all depends on how Lamar Jackson is gonna play next season. Let's say a loss against Texas, and then the Chiefs, and let's say a loss against the Chiefs. But then they will have a lot of victories, because against the Redskins, a victory. Against the Bengals, victory. Against the Eagles in Philly, a victory. The Steelers could be a hard one, but I see them win in Baltimore. They will play in Baltimore, then the bye week. Then they will play in Indianapolis against the Colts. I see them win. Then in Foxborough against the Patriots. And I think this could be a win as well. Then the Titans, the revenge for last year loss. I would say that they can win pretty easily. If it all depends, their season, it all depends on how Lamar Jackson is gonna play. Is Lamar freaking Jackson is gonna be as awesome as last year? They can make a 14-15 win season. But if he is a little bit, I'm not saying worse, but I'm saying more normal. They would have, however, a pretty nice 11-12 victory season. However, Colts and Patriots win, Titans win, Steelers in Pittsburgh, it's a tough one, but I would say a win. Cowboys in Baltimore, I would say a win. Dallas could have a great season. Dallas can have a great season, but in Baltimore, I don't see them win. So I see the Baltimore Ravens have a easy W against them. Then Cleveland Browns in Cleveland, victory. Jaguars a victory. I'm pretty sure they are gonna tank. In Baltimore again against the Giants, a win, and then last game of the regular season against the Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati against Joe Burrow, a win. So I would say in this case I've lost just against in week 2 and week 3 against Texans and Chiefs, and then 12 straight wins. No, 13 straight wins. So pretty nice 14-win season for the Baltimore Ravens. So let's say the Pittsburgh Steelers schedule. Week 1 against the New York Giants, I would say a win, but never say never with the New York franchises. But I don't think they're gonna rise unexpectedly. Whatever. Then 2 games in Pittsburgh against the Broncos and Texans, a win against the Broncos. I would say a loss against the Texans, but they can win it. If Big Ben plays well, yes, they can win it, definitely. Then Nashville against the Titans, I would say a loss against the Titans because I pretty much believe in them. It's pretty good team, pretty solid team, Tennessee. Even if I said that they're gonna lose against the Ravens, but I think the Ravens are the best league. I think the Ravens are the best team in the league, so whatever. Then they will have again 2 games in Pittsburgh against the Eagles and Browns. Tough one against the Eagles, but I think they're gonna win, and a win against the Browns. And then in Baltimore, a loss against the Ravens. So then a bye week. Then we have the game in Dallas against the Cowboys. I would say a loss. Dallas is a very good team, and beat them in Dallas is gonna be hard. In Pittsburgh against the Bengals, a win. Then with the Jaguars, with the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville, a win. In Pittsburgh against the Ravens, I would say a loss, but as I said before, it all depends for the Ravens for how Lamar Jackson is gonna play. Then we have the game in Pittsburgh against the Redskins, a win. Then against Buffalo, in Buffalo, I would say a loss with the Bills. Bills are a pretty nice team. Then a win with the Bengals, a win with the Colts in Pittsburgh, and a win with the Browns in Cleveland. So I said a loss with the Bills, a loss against the Ravens 2 times, a loss against Cowboys, a loss against the Titans, a loss against the Texans. I said a win. If I said a loss, I would say I want to change it. A win in Pittsburgh, the Texans. If Big Ben plays well, they're gonna lose. So 11-win season for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It can be. I'm pretty sure it can be. So now I'm gonna do my predictions for week 1. The kickoff between Texans and Chiefs, a victory for the Chiefs. Then Seahawks Falcons, victory for Russell Wilson. Browns Ravens, victory for Baltimore. Jets Bills, victory for the Bills. Raiders Panthers, Raiders win. Bears Lions, Bears win. Then I am gonna do a video about the Chicago Bears and of course about their famous QB problem. And then the Colts up against the Jaguars, a victory for the Colts. Packers against the Vikings, a victory for the Vikings. I see the Vikings win the NFC North, but it's not sure, and I'm in one of my next videos I'm gonna tell you why. Then Dolphins against the Patriots, a win for the Dolphins, as I said before. Eagles against the Redskins, a victory for the Eagles. Chargers against the Bengals, a victory for the Chargers. Buccaneers against the Saints, a victory for the Saints. Cardinals against the 49ers, a victory for the Cardinals. Then in Sunday Night Football, the Cowboys against the Rams, a win for the Rams, a surprise win, but I don't think it's gonna be a successful season for them. So let's see. Then in the two Monday Night Football games, and the Steelers Giants game, a victory for the Pittsburgh Steelers, as I said, but never say never with the Giants. And then the other game between Titans and Broncos is gonna be a close game, but there's gonna be a surprise win for Drew Lock and his Denver Broncos. That's it for this video, and thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, put like, subscribe, and see you next time.